I've been a long-haul truck driver for almost 8 years, and there are certain rules you learn that aren't written in any handbook. You don't stop on empty roads after midnight. You don't trust flashing hazards in the distance. And if locals warn you about a stretch of highway, you listen. I broke all 3 rules on the same night. It was close to 2:30 a.m. when I found myself driving through a forgotten 2-lane highway cutting across the desert. No streetlights, no houses, just endless black asphalt and the dull hum of my engine. My GPS had lost signal miles back, and the radio only hissed with static. That's when I saw the truck. It was parked on the shoulder ahead of me, hazards blinking slowly, like a heartbeat. As I passed it, my headlights caught the side of the trailer. The paint was old, peeling, and scratched deep as if something had clawed at it. The cab windows were dark. I didn't slow down. 5 minutes later, my CB radio crackled to life. "Driver, you passed me back there." The voice was low, strained, and full of static. I hesitated, then answered, "Yeah, you broken down." There was a pause, long enough that I thought the signal dropped. "My truck won't start," the voice finally said. "Can you stop up ahead?" I could use the help. Every instinct told me no. That road was dead quiet, and something about his voice felt wrong, like he was speaking through clenched teeth. But I told myself I was tired, paranoid. I slowed down and pulled over about a quarter mile ahead. The moment my wheels stopped, the air felt heavier to quiet. Even the wind had died. I stepped out of my truck, flashlight in hand, and waited. Headlights appeared behind me. The broken down truck rolled forward smoothly, too smoothly for a vehicle that supposedly wouldn't start. It stopped behind my trailer, engine cutting off instantly. The driver stepped out. He was tall, too tall. His limbs looked stretched. His shoulders hunched like he wasn't used to standing upright. The beam of my flashlight caught his face, and my stomach dropped. His eyes reflected the light wrong, not like human eyes. Too bright, too wide. "Thanks for stopping," he said, smiling, but his mouth didn't move right. The smile came a second too late. I took a step back. "You said your truck wouldn't start." He tilted his head, slowly, changed its mind. That's when I noticed the smell. Burnt rubber mixed with something rotten. My radio suddenly burst to life behind me. My own voice, playing back through the cab speaker. "Yeah, you broken down." I froze. The man took a step closer, then another. I backed toward my cab, heart pounding so hard it felt like it would tear out of my chest. "You shouldn't stop here," he said calmly. "They don't like it when you stop." "Who?" I asked. His smile widened. The road, the asphalt beneath us creaked. I didn't think. I ran. I slammed the cab door shut, locked it, and threw the truck into gear. As I hit the gas, my trailer lurched violently as if something had grabbed hold of it. My mirrors filled with darkness, shapes moving where the road should have been. Hands, dozens of them, pressed against the trailer walls from the outside. The man was still standing there, perfectly still, watching me pull away. As I sped up, his body blurred, then stretched, then melted into the road itself. The radio screamed with voices now. Not one, many, whispering, laughing, begging me to stop. I drove 4 hours. I don't remember passing towns. I don't remember the sky changing. I only remember the road finally ending at a brightly lit rest stop, full of other trucks and people. When I stepped out, my legs gave out. A state trooper approached me and asked if I was okay. I told him everything. The truck, the man, the voices. He went quiet. "You're lucky," he finally said. "That road's been claiming drivers for decades. Trucks break down. People stop. They never make it out." I asked him why the road was still open. He looked back toward the dark stretch of highway behind me. "Because it doesn't want to be forgotten." I quit long-haul driving 2 weeks later, and sometimes, late at night, when my house is quiet, I hear CB static from nowhere, and a familiar voice asking, "Driver, you gonna stop this time?" I was driving the night shift through a stretch of highway truckers called the dead. Miles, no towns, no exits, no cell service for over 100 miles. Just road, darkness, and the occasional reflective sign flashing past like a warning. You never quite understand. It was just after 1 a.m. when I saw him. A man standing on the shoulder of the road, one arm raised, thumb out. No car, no flashlight. Just a silhouette caught in my headlights for half a second before I slammed the brakes. I don't pick up hitchhikers ever, but something about him made me stop. Maybe it was the way he didn't wave. didn't move, just stood there like he'd been waiting for a very long time. I cracked the passenger window. "Road's not safe at night," I said. "You okay?" He stepped closer, and my stomach tightened. He was pale. Not sick, pale, empty pale. His clothes were clean, but outdated, like they belonged to another decade. His eyes never blinked. "I need a ride," he said. His voice was calm, flat. "I won't be long." Against every instinct I had, I unlocked the door. The moment he climbed in, the temperature inside the cab dropped. My breath fogged faintly, even though the heater was blasting. "Where to?" I asked. "Just keep driving," he replied. "I'll tell you when." We drove in silence. No radio, no engine hum. It felt like the truck itself was holding its breath. After a few miles, I glanced at him. He wasn't looking at the road. He was staring at me. "You drive this route often?" he asked. "First time," I said. "Won't be the last." A slow smile crept across his face. "That's what they all say." I laughed nervously. "You from around here?" "No," he said. "I died here." My hands tightened on the steering wheel. "Funny," I muttered. I wasn't joking. The headlights flickered. That's when I noticed something impossible. The passenger seat belt was still hanging loose. Not across his chest, not buckled. Empty. I looked down. The seat beside me was empty. I swerved hard, nearly losing control. The truck fishtailed before I slammed the brakes. I spun toward the passenger seat, heart pounding. No one was there. The cab was empty. Then a voice whispered from directly behind my ear. "Don't stop." My radio exploded with static. The dashboard lights flickered wildly, gauges spinning out of control. Outside, the road twisted not physically, but wrong, like it stretched farther. The faster I looked at it, in the rearview mirror, I saw him, sitting in the sleeper cab, his head tilted at an unnatural angle, neck bent too far, eyes glowing faintly. "You weren't supposed to look," he said. "Now you're part of it." The truck wouldn't respond. Steering locked, brakes useless. The road ahead dissolved into darkness. I screamed and slammed the accelerator. Suddenly, everything snapped back. The road straightened. The radio died. The sleeper cab was empty. I was driving again, alone. I didn't slow down. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. At sunrise, I reached a rest stop packed with other trucks. I pulled in shaking, barely able to stand. An older driver noticed my state and walked over. "You take Route 117 last night?" he asked. I nodded. He sighed. "Did you pick someone up?" I didn't answer. He placed a hand on my shoulder. They hitch rides to remember what it was like to be alive. Most drivers don't make it out once they do. I asked him how he knew. He lifted his sleeve. Burned into his skin were fingerprints. 5 of them. I quit night driving that week. But sometimes, when I'm driving alone, I hear breathing in the sleeper cab.